Hey, everybody, welcome to our weekly Full Throttle Vision podcast with Tony and Jersky. Jersky, how are you today? I see you're wearing all your Toledo walleye gear. Let's explain, number one, who the Toledo walleye are for our people who don't know.
Back in the day, it used to be the gold diggers, the Toledo gold diggers, and then they became the Toledo Storm. That's what I grew up to. In the 80s, 90s, it was Toledo Storm, and now we are called the walleye because we have
And
Lake
what
Erie
what
and there's fish
what
and frogs, so now we're the walleye.
is that? Is that like AAA, single A? Are they feeders into different? Do they go from walleye into the NHL or
Yes,
no?
yes, we are the
Okay,
mud
so they're up
hens of
there.
the NHL.
The Mudhens of the NHL. Now, Mudhens are actually they go right from the Mudhens to Detroit, right? That's Detroit's minor league
Yes,
team
yep,
in Toledo.
yep, yep, yep,
And
yep.
I'll tell you that the Fifth Third Stadium there, I believe it's still Fifth Third, right?
Yes.
It feels like you're playing in Boston because the big buildings in the outfield, it's all brick, and you got it's really cool stadium up there to see the Mudhens play.
It's supposed to be
So
one of the biggest minor league diamonds in the United States when they build it. The way it sits
really,
back, how long it is, how wide it is, the yards, how it sits down the street. I don't know the exact, measurements of it and why it is. So I don't want to lie to everybody on here, but yeah, it's supposed to be. And Yeah, I like going there, take the kids there and stuff like that. I just go there by myself sometimes to get me a $25 beer and watch a nice baseball game.
I just saw when before we started on it was a hockey game and a guy had a sign and he was holding it up and says, "Why is beer $14?" And that's what he took to about a hockey game. I said that makes about sense right there.
Well, yeah,
But you
it's
could
like
get a
9, $12 for a small beer, a small draft. So yeah, I'm sure you could cook up some money, man. You get everybody just three guys get a beer and a couple hot dogs and some fries or something. You probably have to take a second mortgage out on your house, but hey, it's worth the time.
not just hot dogs
Smiles,
though, not just hot
huh?
dogs. What kind of hot dogs?
Tony Pacos,
Tony Pacos hot dogs.
Tony
So
Pacos.
you got Tony Pacos hot dogs. I wanted to talk with you real quick about some motorcycle stuff before we get on to our guests. Say we got Lucy coming in here in a minute, but I want to talk about these. Lucy's from Thunder by the Bay. Big event coming up. But I want to talk about these new bikes, man. I really got to look at them and I like them. I know you're going to be a little different, but these new baggers, that front end, man, is really sharp what they're doing. On the right, you got the street glide. On the left, you got the road glide. That's a standard on the right, not a CVO. And see those lights in the fairing itself, real bright. And you can make those do like the tick, 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 tick. They're really neat. And then bring up the other one with them standing next to each other there, John, where you can see. Look, I like them. I think this is the best bike Harley's come out with in a long time, not just because of the fairing or the lights, the dash, the bike, the wheels, the bags. Let's talk about it, Jeremy. What do you think?
As in looks or performance, these two silver are the 121 Cevos, Street Glide and Road Glide. These are the Cevos right here. We actually had a show, me and you, remember? And they bought them
Yep.
brand new, tried to do some engine performance work, tried to change some stuff with them, and had nothing but problems with the bikes. They got them in probably, I'd say, 6 hours or 8 hours or something like that. The bike was finally back together and running before they actually brought it to our boardwalk bike show on Friday here in Biketoberfest
Yeah.
just this last year. So, as a performance, you taking these Milwaukee 8s, these stroker kits, these big motors, and last minute stroking them and doing things to them, pistons, rings,
Well, the big
try to
thing is
put a
throwing
big
a Trask on
trying to
there now and getting,
put a big cam
getting
in it,
big
try
horsepower
to
out of it.
try to do stuff, try to throw a turbo and start throwing all kinds of codes. I mean, the dash is nothing but digital. The entire dash is everything. There's no gauges on it. No, everything is all digital on it. Everything ran on the bike is digital. There's probably about 40 buttons just on your handlebars, probably 20 buttons on each side.
It's starting to look like
It is a nightmare,
the old
but
school Goldwing on your handlebars.
it is a millennial's dream to be hooked up to the new Harley Davidson robot. I mean, Road Glide.
Oh my
As
goodness.
in looks, the Street Glide, really a big fan of it. I love the Street Glide. I love how they integrated the light into the fairing up towards the handlebars
That's the
right
one on
there,
the left you're looking at.
up towards the mirrors with the fairing that moves, and then of course your road glides, your fixed fairing for people that don't know what we're talking about. And that, believe it or not, you guys, that is not an Indian Challenger. That is the new 2023 and a half, 24 Sevo road
Do you
glide.
think they took something from the look of the Challenger and went with it? I mean, even the bags in the back are tapered, which is very cool in my opinion because it's
Yes.
not a block box squared. You know, Harley Davidson is not known for
No
curves and looks like
body
Victory.
lines.
Victory
No,
was
no. You bring your bike into a
sexy.
show,
Victory, yeah.
you're
I
gonna
mean,
spend
when Victory
20,
came
30
out,
grand to get those body
yeah,
lines in a bike show because Harley doesn't provide it. They give you a square ammo box, if you will, Pan
that's
American riding bags on the back and say, hey, design you a nice bagger with this with the flow. So the Sevo, the bags are tapered. The other ones are still kind of square a little bit. They're a little bit
I,
different, but yeah, they're I don't
I
know,
mean,
man.
if
It's
I
hit
was
and
given
miss.
a
I
one out
got
of
guys
10,
here. I got guys here that are making memes and crazy things about it and comparing it to like the 1979 uh touring standard, tour glide standard
oh
and the
my
touring bike,
goodness,
or in the gold wing with the same paint scheme as the old
yeah.
1973 gold wing
Listen,
package with the
they're
fixed
trying.
fairing. But
I
yes, they're
I think
making
Yokin
differences.
is the president of Harley's trying new things, and I think that's what needs to be done nowadays. I still think they're overpriced. I still think they're out of the range, but I know their idea is to be the expensive bike that you got to buy when you get older. But I think they're coming around. I think the next thing needs to be a mid level entry, somewhere under $10,000 bike. But I've been saying that for years. I like these new bikes. Both of them I'd give an 8 out of 10 in the looks and the feel and just everything about them. I like them a lot. But I don't want to talk all day about these new bikes, Jeremy. We're going to bring on Lucy right now. Lucy Nicandri, I believe I'm saying that right.
You said
Lucy
it right.
is is it? You are the executive director of Suncoast Charities for Children, and you are the grand poobah of Thunder by the Bay motorcycle event, right?
I am Tony. That's code for I'm getting old. 26
Listen,
years.
you, there it is, Thunder by the Bay. I love the logo with the guitar this year, celebrating 26 years.
Yeah.
Music and Motorcycles Festival. I'll be the first one to say I want to go back downtown and do the back downtown streets because everybody loved it when it was downtown. You had
Wow.
people have no idea what it's like if you haven't been here for that long. Some of the first years it was downtown and the stage was at the end, and all I remember
Mhm.
for 6, 8 blocks is just people's heads and a stage at the end of the road.
Yeah. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but out of something bad came something better for us, Tony. The demographics of downtown changed tremendously with a lot of
Agreed.
residential condos now. And when we were downtown, we couldn't charge a gate admission. And at the end of the day, we're a little unique. This event's our major fundraiser for Suncoast Charities for Children. So by moving it to the fairgrounds, we've been able to expand it to 3 times the size. The vendors like it because they have a couple days to set up. We can have motocross, demos going on, and it actually tripled our revenue once we made that move. So, I miss the downtown feel like everybody else, but to be honest, that ship sailed a few years ago
Long
with the
time ago.
whole
I
shape of downtown being changed.
I've been
Yeah.
with the move. Were we at an airport at one time? Was that correct? Didn't it go to the airport? Did it go right from downtown to here?
One year it went out to Lakewood Ranch because we were
Yes.
actually forced to move out of downtown, and I knew if
Oh,
I
it
had
rained.
stayed
It
a
was so
year,
cold that year. Do you
oh
remember?
my gosh,
Oh, it was
that's
so
the
bad. It was mud. I
it
remember
was
that. I felt
yeah,
so bad for you.
Tony. That's the year I said we're never going to do this festival in January again. So we moved it to February. The weather's a little bit better, and I knew if we
Ready?
stayed
I
out there,
believe
we were
I
going
remember you
to.
had Blue Oyster Cult that year, if I was
Yeah,
correct. You had Blue Oyster
good
Cult.
memory.
And I
Yeah,
remember seeing him because
yeah.
okay, so funny story. My buddy Jeremy and I, they used to come down and play in downtown Toledo. We before I left and moved down to Florida, we went to what would they call that downtown park? And we saw Blue Oyster Cult when I was
Promenade.
younger
It
in
was
Toledo,
called
Ohio.
Promenade Park. Promenade Park Party in the Park. Yep.
Yep.
Free
Wow,
shows. Free. Free.
wow. There you
So
go.
we went and saw them, and I remember coming in because I remember they had Blue Oyster Cult that year, and it was so so god awful
It
cold and
was.
wet
It
and
was.
rainy. I want to say it even almost snowed that year. It was that cold we were out
Oh,
there,
it was
and
that
I felt
cold.
so
It was
bad.
horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we made it through.
So
We
Lakewood
survived,
Ranch.
and now we're at the fairgrounds. And for the first time this year, we're bringing in a headliner each day, Tony, because traditionally Friday and Sunday have been slower days as far as gate
Always.
attendance. So you know what? We're adding Molly Hatchet on Friday. We've got Grand Funk Railroad Saturday night, and then on Sunday Creed Fisher.
Now I don't know Creed Fisher as well, but I know of course Grand Funk Railroad and Molly Hatchet, which is awesome. What is he? How would I know a Creed Fisher song?
He is up and coming. He's the outlaw country genre, if you will.
Okay.
So we actually are making Sunday our country music day. One Night Rodeo is going to be the opening act. And he's been up and coming the past couple of years. Played a lot of bike fests in the past year, which is really how he came on our radar to book him in for Thunder by the Bay. So yeah, should be
Well,
good.
big three national acts. You know, nobody's doing that right now. I'll tell you the truth. It's tough to bring in national acts and do that. Now, what is Suncoast Charities and where is this money going? A lot of people ask that question, and the bikers always like, "Where's the charity? Where's the money going?" I know
Yeah.
that you are 100% towards that, and you do not just the gate and stuff like that. You have events this whole week coming up, like a skeet shoot and liquor drinkings and all types of cool stuff to raise money. Like you do a lot for this event.
We do, Tony. Well, part of it is we want to make it a festival that's not just the 3 days, and it helps with the fundraising effort. So this weekend we're sold out. We have a sporting clay tournament Friday. We have 68 teams. That's going to take place Friday. We've got a Taste of Thunder, which is a craft beer tasting Friday night, and then next Tuesday we've got what we call Whiskey Wine Down. It's a private whiskey tasting event. We are sold out on that. And then we lead into the 3 day festival, the 16th through the 18th. So we've got a lot going on. Everything starts for us this Friday. So,
Two
we're looking
sold
at a
out
good year.
events, not bad. Not
Not
bad at
bad.
all to have two sold out events coming up. What are we
Yeah.
expecting attendance wise, like for the 3 days? What are you thinking?
I'm hoping the weather cooperates and it's sunny and warm. And if it is, last year we did 15,000 all 3 days. For the charity, it raised us $315,000 net. That's after all the events combined.
Wow.
And I have to attribute that to the gate, vendors, our bike show, sponsors are really the key. Because if we don't raise a certain level of sponsorships, I won't even look at booking national acts. So we've got a lot of committed sponsors: Adrenaline, Harley Davidson, SNS Motorsports, FCCI Insurance. Those are our presenting sponsors. And like you said, Tony, all the money goes to Suncoast Charities for Children. And what we do is we fund 7 different nonprofits in the area that provide critical programs and services to children, teens, and adults with special needs. So
That's
um,
awesome.
the money stays local. The agencies are all local. We do a needs assessment every year. And what that is we go to these agencies and I have them prioritize where they need the funding the most. We then bring that to our volunteer board of directors and we divvy it up 7 different ways so that the impact is tremendous for each of those agencies based on need. So yeah, we're
So you
we're
live
really
this.
proud.
This isn't just a 3 day event you put on and then when it's done, it's over. When it's done, you take this money and you're with the charity and you start figuring out where it
Right.
goes. So it's an all
Yeah.
year thing for you. You get this money and you go,
Yeah.
okay, what do you guys need? What do you guys need? What do you guys need? And then you go
Yep.
and divvy it up. So this isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't know that. I put an event on, and when my event's done, I'm moving on to the next event. This is your event. This is your livelihood. This is your life. This is every day for you bringing this. So
It,
you
it,
know.
it is, Tony. And what you're showing on the screen now shows you the different agencies and those services. One thing I'd like to point out for anyone listening right now, the biggest need, because people ask me all the time, Lucy, what's the biggest need out there right now? Believe it or not, it's therapy services. Because what's happening is parents that have children that need therapy, that's speech, physical, occupational therapies, feeding therapies, aquatic therapies, whether they're on the autistic spectrum or severely disabled, they either can't afford the insurance because of the cost, and if they're working and can't afford insurance, after 6 weeks that insurance expires and they have to pull their child out of therapy. So I have seen a
Oh my
huge spike
goodness.
this year Over $50,000 already has been, you know, put towards therapy scholarships because parents just can't afford the health insurance. And it's a shame because you see these kids that get so far and then all of a sudden they have to stop their therapies and they regress, on everything that they learn. So that's a big hot topic with us right now as far as funding.
Yeah, that's pretty sad right there. Um, you got people taking the money for things that they don't need it for, and then the funding for kids that actually need it, and then they run out of it. That's very sad. Great what you
Yeah.
do. Great what you do,
Thank
Lucy.
you. Thanks,
Very
Jeremy.
nice.
Yeah. So that's just one
It's
example of
tough.
many. Yeah.
And I guess my dad has always said this to me. You realize how lucky you are when we all have children. I don't know. I mean, and you realize how lucky you are when this could have happened to anybody. You know what I mean? And the
Mhm.
parents, number one, trying to figure out how to make ends meet, and then that's always tough enough. Much less having a child that needs the special needs, and then. I just couldn't imagine. I'd probably go home and cry every day if I was in your chair. You know what I mean? And seeing what you see,
Yeah.
just
Well,
because it's
that's
so
what drives
difficult.
me, Tony. Yeah. I mean, because I see it, I live it every day, and some of these parents, I have probably three parents I know right now that have more than one child that's got needs, special needs. So if you can imagine what having one child's like, there's a parent that
Jeez.
has three girls. Um, and one thing I want to mention, your daughter Tony, isn't she not into weightlifting?
She is. She did powerlifting for a while, and now she's up at LSU. I just talked to her yesterday.
Okay, so we are building the first ever summer camp, thanks to Thunder by the Bay last year for Special Olympics, to be able to have a summer camp here in Sarasota. They've got it in other cities, but they've never had one here. So, and I thought of your daughter because weightlifting is one of their biggest sports. And so,
She
kudos
comes
to
home
your
for
daughter.
summer. I'll send her down there. She can start teaching the kids how to do it. She
I
loves
was
it.
just going to say, yeah. So we're excited about that too. That's going to open up this summer.
Now Jeremy's kid, how is his? By the way, you just hurt his knee or his ACL. How's he feeling?
Yeah, it's ACL. He's home from school, which he's probably wish he was in school because then he wouldn't be hurt. But yeah, he's home from school today. We're waiting for the MRI to come back here and have an appointment here at 2 o'clock when we get done with this. Head to the hospital. So hopefully it's just a little bit of physical therapy and some ibuprofen, and hopefully it's not surgery because that'll break his heart. He just got in. This is his first season wrestling, so
Wrestling, yeah.
hopefully, hopefully it'll be good. So.
So besides the other stuff, Lucy, you have, like you said, you got a clay shooting sport. You got what was that? Alcohol drinking event. Those are both
Craft
sold
beer.
out.
Yeah.
Craft. How many
Yeah.
vendors do you have set up? Because I know you have a lot.
Yeah.
Vendors set up.
Right now we're pushing over 100 vendors this year. Um, and, what I've seen too, Tony, is we've got a lot of the traditional vendors that have always come over the years that are motorcycle related vendors, but we're seeing a lot of new vendors too that have all sorts of different stuff. Doors and windows. I had one sign up the other day to sell doors and windows. Hey, you know, um, we've got a lot of companies that just want to get their name out. I had a construction company that came on as a new sponsor from Fort Myers. They're actually coming to do recruiting at the festival, paid as a vendor. So,
And what I saw, and I think we're seeing the resurgence from COVID, and I don't mean to go back and talk about this, but I think COVID put a lot of people that were doing vendors and living off the like a vendor person out of business, but then also taught people that they needed to find some side gigs. And now that
yeah,
COVID's over, I think they're taking these side gigs and making regular businesses and coming back and needing to set up at events and getting new business and new customers. So it's that
yeah,
circular, you know,
yeah,
we lost vendors. They're coming
you're
back
right.
now. Now they're going to start vending and doing again and setting up and getting new people. And, so I think the vendor aspect of the world is coming back. I think the sponsorship aspect of the world is coming back. That's one thing I'm living through. When I do events, I'm always looking for sponsors and,
Yeah. It's
trying to
tough
get
out
new
there.
people in there. It's
Yeah,
difficult. A lot of time people, one of the biggest answers is I'd love to come set up at your event. I don't have enough staff. I don't have enough staff to run my normal business and then send somebody there
hmm
to work the business as well. It's like, yeah, I get it. I mean,
I
it's
know.
hard to staff multi events. That's
No, it
what
is.
I run into. I'm sure you've heard that answer a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we've had to go to a staffing company to actually help us with the bars, especially making sure those bars are staffed, the food areas are staffed. But that's a good point because
That
I
Gold
think
Coast down
everybody's
there, is that a Budweiser Gold Coast?
Gold Coast is our beer sponsor, and then we have a spirits sponsor, Republic National. But we actually contract with Madison's Catering to bring in professional bartenders to do the bar, just so we can get people served fast, and we know they're going to show up. Um, back in the day, Tony, when we were downtown, we had all the volunteer bartenders, but it's hard because you just can't get the people. So it's
No,
better
yeah,
when
and you don't want to. Bikers like to drink, and they don't want to stand around waiting for it. That's for sure.
right,
So,
right.
if I got to wait 2 minutes, I'm not a happy camper. So I get it.
Yep,
But you
yep.
have a ton of room. And where's this held at again? It's held at the Sarasota Convention Center,
No, Sarasota Fairgrounds. It's right
Fairgrounds.
on Ringling Boulevard. If you're taking I-75, you get off on the Fruitville exit. You head west about 3 miles. It's right on the left. Plenty of free parking. There's a lot of free parking. The bikes can pull inside the venue. There's camping on site for the entire weekend if you want to camp, which is wonderful. So yeah,
I was
it's
leading you out
given
of
us
that
a
way.
lot of
Thank
room.
you. I was leading you on to the camping and the parking,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's a great venue. You space galore. I like how you lay it out. Let's talk a little bit about how they walk in this year. Are they walking in through the gymnasium, or what is that up front again, where the bike shows are going to be?
Yes.
John, we have something about
So
the bike shows we're going to bring up.
yeah, yeah. So if you're not on a motorcycle, you'll come through Robarts Arena. And when you go inside the arena, what's going to be in there this year is what we call Thunder Alley. Corey Souza is going to be set up in there with a lot of different builders with custom bikes. There'll be a bar inside. And then as you exit the arena, you walk right out onto the festival ground, and that's where you'll see the vendors. We'll have a food court set up. There's going to be wrestling displays. There's going to be a kids area. There will be motocross demos. Turbo Tyler will be there with the Globe of Death and some freestyle motocross doing demos. And then the main stage, you can't miss the main stage. You can bring a lawn chair, bring a blanket, and if you're on your motorcycle, you'll enter gate 4. You park inside the grounds, and you can walk right onto the main stage. So we try to make it easy for everybody.
There
The
we go.
one big change, Tony, is the traditional bike show that's always been on a Sunday has been moved to Saturday. So that is taking place on Saturday the 17th. It's from 1 to 3.
Hey, he's got that
I know
pulled
the
up here so
screen.
we can see. And then you're doing a
Yep,
sound off on Sunday, then instead of the regular bike show.
yep,
You're going to do a sound
yeah.
competition.
Yep, that'll be the sound off on Sunday, and then Corey is going to unveil a new custom bike build actually after the sound off to close out the weekend. But we're excited that he's going to be doing that too, and kind of curious what he's really going to unveil, what he's been working on.
He's a heck of a builder. I know Jeremy's judged. He's judges. He's my professional judge in all of our shows, and we've
Okay,
judged many a Corey Souza bikes, haven't we?
Oh, definitely, definitely. Great builder. Nice
yeah,
pieces, very nice pieces.
yeah.
Very.
So
I mean, he looks at everything when he builds those bikes. I mean, but he builds riding bikes too. I mean, he builds a bike that
yes,
you're going to you want to get on and ride, but it also is pretty awesome. You know what I mean? It's very cool.
yep,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
pretty.
So
He's pretty meticulous with everything that he builds. It
yeah.
looks like it's going to be a blast. It's a shame I'm up here in the cold at 40 degrees. I could be down there, thunder at the bay.
Jeremy, come on, gotta get you
I'm
down there.
trying.
Gotta get you
Listen,
down here.
Lucy, I've been trying to get him moved to Florida for many years. He knows. As soon as I told him, I said he's got a job down here. I can't pay him much, but he's got a job. I mean, I'm just kidding. But I know he'll be moving down in the next couple of years. We've been already talking about
Good,
that. But Lucy, anything
good.
else you want to touch on? Do you want to go through all your sponsors and give everybody a little bit of love and and kind of
Yeah,
give a plug, and then we can go from there.
I do. Well, as I said before, presenting sponsors: Adrenaline Harley Davidson, SNS Motorsports, FCCI Insurance Group. Our major sponsors this year, obviously, Gold Coast Eagle, Budweiser, Sarasota Ford, Everglades Equipment, Sonny's Barbecue. Those are our big ones. USA Fence, they donate all the equipment to us, as well as United Rentals. So those are our biggest sponsors, but there's so many because we don't like to turn anyone down. So we have all different levels of sponsors. And when you're at the festival, We'll have their signage displayed. I do want to encourage people, if you want to pay $10, you can do that online. Tickets will be on sale through February 15th. After that, the price goes to $15. So if you're coming at the gate, it's going to be $15. So get your $10 ticket in advance if you plan on coming.
Ooh, I did not know this. So it goes up this year if you don't buy your tickets in advance.
Yeah, it was that way
All right.
last year too. So that's why we want to encourage everybody to buy their tickets in advance. If you're local, Adrenaline Harley Davidson has tickets, or you can go to thunderbythebay.org and just buy your tickets online there. And then we also have VIP tickets available, which include complimentary food, beverages inside the VIP tent all 3 nights.
Now
Nice,
you do
nice.
that VIP tent's a nice job too. If I remember correctly, there's some good food. It's off to the side. You're not right in the middle of everything, but there's tables and chairs which are sought after when you're there all day.
Yeah, yeah,
Correct. I mean,
yeah.
you know what I
So
see in
so
a lot
here's
of VIPs anymore? They'll rent those nice bathrooms that are air conditioned and be like per private restrooms, and I'm like, that might just be enough to make me buy a VIP if I have a private restroom.
I was just going to say that because yeah, it's private restrooms, a great view of the main stage. Again, complimentary drinks, food. You can sit outside under the tent or under the tent. And on Friday night is our festival kickoff party. And the only difference with that is we're bringing in some casino style gaming tables. So if you want to play some blackjack, roulette, craps, we'll have that going
I'm not
on.
really
While Mama
much
Hedges
into
plays.
that kind of stuff here, Lucy. Maybe I. Oh, I'm kidding.
But yeah, we added that this year to just to make it a little bit more fun for the people coming in. And one last thing, Tony, we are doing an online auction. We have over 40 packages, and this goes live on the 1st, which is tomorrow. And you can bid from anywhere
Okay.
in the world. So Jeremy, I can send you a link, and you can be on your comfort of your couch bidding. But we've got some great sports packages, travel packages, jewelry, and all that money again goes to the charity. And we're keeping that open throughout the festival. We're not closing the auction until February 20th. So we encourage
So this is the
people
first
to
time for this charity online.
no, we've done it before, but it's really grown to a level now, Tony. We want to encourage people to use a QR code and bid in the comfort of their own home if they can't make the festival.
Listen, you're
Yeah,
speaking my world. Since December we have gone full digital with Full Throttle magazine. In fact, we're not printing a hard copy anymore. Where you can find us online, you can read us for free. We put the QR code everywhere. We've gone with the times and have to do
yeah,
what we got to do, and we're just like everybody else now. It's a full digital magazine. I was watching them. Every month I was printing magazines, putting them on shelves for people to pick up, and then picking those up and throwing them away when the new ones came out. And I said, I'm not going to do that
right.
anymore. I got to move. I got to
Yeah,
get out of this analog and get with the digital. That's like they say.
yeah. I'm happy for you, and we appreciate it, Tony. You've been with us since the very beginning. Full Throttle has, so I want to say a personal thanks to you. You've been with me through the good, the bad, the not so
Listen,
good.
we've been through a lot of years together with this. Yes, I
Yeah,
agree. In fact, you are going to be on our cover for the February issue the February issue.
great,
You're on the cover. So once we release that
wonderful.
tomorrow, you'll see them on the cover. You'll see all these ads we talked about and everything
Thank
else
you.
going on with Thunder by the Bay. So we'll be there definitely. We're going to have a booth handing out QR codes. We'll probably have some merchandise by that point. Hopefully,
Good.
I bought
Yeah.
it. Yeah, we bought some new stuff to make shirts and everything like that. So that's in the process of starting with us. So we're going to be out there for the bike shows and the unveiling of Corey Susan, all that good stuff. So we're
Good.
super excited, Lucy, and we're hope we can help you and help people watch this and go get your tickets now. Where can they
Yeah.
go get tickets again?
Just go to thunderbythebay.org and you'll click on the ticket link. You can buy them there, or if you're in the Sarasota area, just stop in Adrenaline Harley Davidson. They have them as well.
All right, and the festival's 3 days, the 16th through the 18th. Make sure you guys
Yep.
go down there. It is at the Sarasota
Fairgrounds.
uh, Fairgrounds. The Sarasota
Mhm.
Fairgrounds. You get off on Fruitville Road in 3 miles, and you're there. So, guys, you don't want to miss it. Every year, it's an awesome event. Hopefully, we're praying for good weather for you, and we hope it's a very successful event for you again, like it always has been, Lucy.
Great. Thanks, Tony. Jeremy, great to meet you. Appreciate you having me
Nice
on.
to meet you, Lucy.
All right. So that was Lucy, everybody. She's awesome. I see her at all the big events out there promoting, talking to vendors, doing her thing. She is great at what she does. And you heard $300,000, Jeremy. That's a lot.
Over 100 vendors, all the stuff she's got going on. All the stuff she's got going
And
on, I'll tell you.
Super. Yeah. I want to thank, by the way, definitely want to thank our sponsor. I didn't want to do it during that because she's actually not part of that event. So, but attorney Fran Hosh, 866 Law Fran, lawfran.com. She sponsors everything we do in this motorcycle world. If you ever get in an accident, car or bike, you definitely want to give her a call. There's 2 ways to get a hold of them. There's numerous other ways. 866 Law Fran, lawfran.com. You can find them on Facebook. They always got a ton of events. They're always sponsoring a million things. But definitely, if you guys, unfortunately, if you do get an accident, you need them, you got to call them. But, car or bike, we hope nobody ever gets in an accident. But if you do, you definitely call Fran. Jeremy, Bike Week's coming up. You excited, buddy?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Get me out of this cold.
We
Yeah,
have
I'm very
7
excited. I just
shows
don't want
in 8 days.
7 shows, 8 days, huh? They're bumping up, huh?
7
Yeah.
shows in 8 days. Well, one of those shows we're helping Corey Souza at the Teddy Morse. That's on the last Saturday. We're going to help him register, and he's got his no class bike show. Let's see. We kick off on the first Saturday at Teddy Morse with our kickoff bike show. We're going to be doing that with the Iron Goddesses. They're going to be there with us. Monday and Tuesday we got nothing, or Sunday and Monday we got nothing. We're going to go riding and do the loop and go do all that fun stuff. And then
If someone could donate me a bike, because if not, you're riding me on the back. You have to put the seat on the back, and we're going. Yeah, we're going
nuts
doubles.
to butts. Is that what we're doing? Are we going nuts to butts here? No, I got to find
Uh,
you a bike. That's for sure. Definitely got to find you a bike. If I don't rent one, we'll have to see if we can get one for you.
Yeah.
Or I'll put you on a little, 250. I tried to talk to Paulie, but he looked at me and he said,
Is
put
Paulie
you on a
still got his
Triumph.
Triumph?
He still
Does
got
he
his
still have
Triumph.
it?
Yeah,
'Cause I
you
know
might have
he's
to twist his arm and you might have to ask him because he didn't like it when I asked him.
Yeah,
Paulie's my brother.
he's the water guy. He likes to be on the water. He's on the boat all the time. He probably doesn't get a lot of time to ride that bike anymore.
They're actually on a cruise right now. Not just water. They're on a big cruise. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know, Machu Picchu or something they went to go see. I don't know. I said they just posted pictures of monkeys. So they're on a cruise. You might have to butter him up to see if he can, maybe borrow one of his bikes. But yeah, who knows? We'll
The
see. Put you on a Triumph.
I'd, li-
Yeah, put you on a
I'd like to
Triumph.
shoot for a Harley Davidson, but I'm not going to be picky, like I said. 2 grams, duct tape together, zip tied, a Triumph, 2 Sportster
Now,
1200s, touring
yeah.
bike,
Now
Softail. I'll take it.
Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to be at Wing House doing a bike show on International Drive. And then, of course, Thursday, we're going to be out at the Cabbage Patch doing the Bagger Showdown, the Budweiser Bagger Showdown Thursday day. Then we go to Grand View Live and do the nighttime show. And then, of course, Friday is the Boardwalk. We're shooting for 200 bikes. If you've never put your bike in a show before, please come put your bike in the show. I don't care if you got a little custom. I don't care if it's rusty. We got a class for you. We got a million classes. In fact, we're going to put a garage, everyday rider class, just so if you ride the bike every day and it's beat up and dirty and whatever, we got a class for you. You can win that. So that one, Jeremy, will judge a little off key because whoever has not as perfect, we won't give them every, be judging the bolts and everything. If there's nicks and cuts and stuff like that, it's an everyday rider bike, And
And
then,
everybody think about this. When you bring your bike to the boardwalk show, most of the other shows, but the boardwalk show, you have photographers with models standing by bikes. Your bike's gonna probably be in some kind of book magazine somewhere with some chick standing by it or on it, a woman. You're definitely gonna get aerial view shots of in full throttle of your bike being in the lineup going down the boardwalk. So not only are you bringing your bike, you're also getting a chance for your bike to be in the magazine, on the
well,
internet,
every
spread
bike
all
that
over
enters
people's
too, Jeremy, every bike that enters, John's going to be there. So when they register at our tent, we're going to turn them over to John. John's going to record the guys for 2 minutes talking about their bike while we do a walk around, and we'll have a
Even
snippet of
better.
every bike. I'm sure John's going to be in my ears. He's like, what? No, every bike that comes, we're going to stop them, do a little walk around, get an in and out, have the person talk about it, and we're going to make those snippets of every bike that comes in the show. So we'll have 200 30, 45-second snippets of bikes and people talking about them that we could post on our Instagram, on our TikToks, on our, YouTube channel. So those are going to be awesome because every bike has a story. You know what I mean? Every bike has something, and people are like, well, the bike speaks for itself. Not always. You don't know where that guy got that bike. Could have been from an uncle who died on his dying bed, gave it to him, and then he wanted him to do something with it. You never know. So those stories behind every bike is great. Um, we got that, and then what else? Toledo. I'm coming up, and we're going to ride to Milwaukee in July. So we're putting together a group, and so far it's Stillwell, Robert
Yeah,
Stillwell, guy
I
we used
think
to
still my
grew
goal.
up
Like
with.
I said, it just might be me and you, but still, I'm gonna see
I
if
don't
I
know.
can get
You
some
might have
guys
to
to
talk
ride
to
with
Elpo,
us.
see if we can get Elpo up there to ride with us.
You have to bring him a bike. He sold his bike.
Oh, he did? Ah, bum. Well, we'll maybe get some people. Well, I'll put something out there. If you're in Toledo, we're going to ride this year to the Harley Davidson anniversary from Toledo through Chicago. Right? I mean, it's like when I looked, it's like 5.5 hours. So that's not bad. We're going to shoot across Indiana, Illinois, and then back and then up into
Yep.
Milwaukee. And then it's going to be awesome. We're going to ride there. And I don't know if we're going to have somebody trail because I think Sturgis happens right after that. So
Right.
I'm going to look at the date of when our show out at the Buffalo Chip is because I may have to just go to Milwaukee and then
Yeah,
shoot
I think we're
over.
talking 3, 4 days or something like that after the thing's over, because it goes to the 27th, and I believe, what, maybe 5 days or something. I think it is. What day you got to be there for the show?
I
Friday?
don't know off the top of my head. When is our bike show, Charlie? August 2nd. So, yeah, I mean, if that's going to be the next weekend.
Second, yeah. If
So,
it's over the 26th or 7th, the show we're
we're
coming
going to
back the
have to
26, 25, 26. You can
I
come
maybe we'll
back,
go
load
back.
back
Maybe I'll
up,
just haul
and
booty over to Sturgis from there.
oh man.
Well, you and I, maybe we'll just have somebody follow, and then they can get back. I don't know. We still have them playing this out, but it should be fun.
I got somebody to
Definitely gonna.
follow. In case we need someone
Okay,
to follow, I have someone right here. So yeah,
perfect. So maybe
plenty
we
of
ride,
time to
they
travel
follow, and then
trailer.
when we're done here, we pack them up and drive over to Sturgis, and probably one of the best rides I ever did in my life was with this kid right here. We went to Sturgis. We jumped on our bikes, had no idea where we were going, ended up lost. Then we went down this dirt road where people told us, okay, we're sitting at this place where there must have been 100, 200 bikers. Nobody's going down this dirt road. And it's like right across from where we're sitting there heating in Sturgis. They're like, that road right there, that'll get you there. And we're like, but nobody's gone down it. Like, oh, it's a shortcut. It's just a dirt road. And we're like, some people were like, take it. Some people were like, yeah, no, they're messing with you. And we said, oh, what the hell? We took it.
And then we
And
seen a
God, we
couple
got
cars
lost.
and trucks go down, and we're like, yeah, we'll go down there.
We got
Worst
so
mistake of our
lost, and
life.
the sun was going down. We ended up so far away from where we were staying. Then we had
It
to
was
jump on
probably
the
about
expressway,
four
and there,
inches, 4 inches deep of stone and rock, where your bike is just
oh,
slide to right. You can barely break 20 miles an hour. It took us over an hour to get through there. Over an
you were
hour to
hauling
get
ass at
from
one
one
point. I
side
was
to the
like, I'm
other.
falling back. I can't do it. He's getting it. And I'm like, I'll catch up with him sooner or later. It's only one road. I mean, there's nowhere to go. And we got out, and man, that was a blast, man. Riding in Sturgis,
And then we
and
were really
it's
lost once we
just,
got on the big road. We were really
yeah,
lost
I took a
again
right.
after
We should
that.
have taken a left. We get to the gas station. I'm like, where are we? Because our phones had no service. We couldn't tell where we were. The down the dirt road, I lost all service. It's like, yep, I have no idea where we're at or where we're going. So what a good time though, man. We ended up making it back and
Oh, the
having a
best ride,
party,
and
and
just getting lost led us to places we'd never been
it was
before.
fun.
And
Oh,
we ate
locked
that,
them up.
drank water, and got back on the road and went to it again.
Good times, good times. All right. Thank you, Jeremy, for coming on today. Like I said, every week you guys can watch us on our video podcast here. We put it up on our YouTube page. We put it on our Facebook page. We put it up on everything we have on our Instagram, on our TikToks. Make sure you guys watch us. Every week we're talking to new people in the industry about things going on. Sometimes we'll just be talking about us bullshitting. Sometimes we'll have somebody else. Today we talk with Lucy Nicandri from Thunder by the Bay. Big event coming up in February. Plus, you're going to see that on the cover of the February digital copy of Full Throttle magazine. Jeremy, anything to take us out with today from Toledo? You guys riding yet up there, or is it still too cold?
Still brine, still salt, still cold. It's time to start tearing them apart. Within about a month and a half, maybe 2 months, we'll be ready to ride. So Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what it is.
Saturday you're going to know if there's, the groundhog will let you know if is 4 more weeks of winter, or if it's coming early or whatnot. So you guys got to be starting to
Yeah,
get excited. You're already we're past the cold time.
well, you might be past your cold time. Ours, we've only had a couple days of snow throughout the winter, and it can all just boom hit us all at once, and we could be out for a whole 2 weeks, a month. You never know. It's all going to catch up. That's all I know. It can't be as mild as it's been. It's been more cold than it's been snowy, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, man, you stay warm, I guess, down there, and yeah.
Well, it's 70 today. Well, we're going to see somewhat 70 today. So, we are still cold down here. We're freezing. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, freezing.
It's going to be 40 something tonight. So at least how about that? That's chilly for us here in Florida. So,
40 something
yeah,
right
40
now in the
something
day
is,
to us.
oh yeah, 40 something's your daytime. 40 something's our nighttime. So again, thank you, Jeremy. We'll be seeing everybody next week. And again, I want to thank our great sponsor of everything we do at Full Throttle Magazine, attorney Fran Hosh, 866 Law Fran, lawfran.com. Again, guys, just go to their page, like their page. They're always posting cool stuff. She's always doing something neat. They just took their kids to WrestleMania, which was pretty awesome. And some of the stuff that Rhett posts, Rhett's her husband, he helps with marketing and everything. And he posts some funny stuff. It's worth going to their page and liking them and, just knowing them as regular people. I'm working my way to having Fran on here. I'd love to have her and talk to her about everything she does in this community. And if we can do that, that'd be pretty awesome. She's very tough to get on like this because the bar likes to really give her a hard time when she talks in public and stuff like that. So we're working on that. We'll have Fran on here sooner than later. So that's it, everybody. Thank you for watching our video podcast. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Lucy. And we'll see you guys next week.